just realized the last time we did this, I cracked up because of the Tyler Shough video. So when I just saw him pop up on the screen, I was like, been here, done this.
What Tyler Shough video? I don't recall any Tyler Shough videos.
Is it still up, by the way?
I don't run away from my stupid takes.
I
I
love
embrace it. I
awesome.
hope Nike uses it one day for like nobody believed in Tyler Shough and they show my stupid stuff.
Yeah, they will. They will. You've been pretty popular lately. I've been seeing you pop up in a lot of places. So welcome everybody back. We were talking about all things New Orleans Saints, all things QB1 solidified, trusted, best QB in the NFL. Okay, I'm putting a little too much on it. But honestly, Jonno was with me last year. It was our first time meeting, and I started this episode. I think I was just laughing hysterically because I had just watched your take on taking Tyler Shough. I'll just say that and how you were feeling about it. So I'm excited to have you back around too, because things are a little bit better. So if you just want to like introduce yourself, let us know who you are, anything you want to share with us about your fandom, how long you've been a fan, all those different things, and then we'll talk about Tyler Shough just for you.
Well, my name is Jonno Barnes. I am known as the voice of the Saints fans. And to the Saints fans, I say I am sorry for that. But diehard Saints fan my whole life. I like to blend in not just analysis that you typically get on sports channels, but entertainment and comedy as well. I like to kind of point the mirror back at Saints fans and just sports fans in general and show how fanaticism can make us hypocrites. It can make us stupid. It can make us silly. And it's fun, you know, like it's not politics, it's not anything life or death, even though it feels like that sometimes. But, you know, it's fun to just kind of see how crazy fanaticism makes us. And I embrace it. And I think that because I am a part of such an amazing fan base that they've taken a liking to me. So I really appreciate being known in the Who Dat Nation and definitely now also outside of the Who Dat Nation a bit, like on this great podcast that I've been on 2 times now.
Yeah. And not only that, I think recently you had your video where you were doing, or your picture where you were doing the draft on your refrigerator.
Yeah.
And that
I've been featured, you know, I could get all, you know, very pompous and be like, yeah, well, the past year I've been featured on ESPN, I've been featured on Yahoo, I've been featured in US Today and Bleacher Report. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say that I was featured on a really flawed podcast.
Yeah. Listen, I will say it for you, okay? Because I am like the best hype woman. I'm like, you don't have to tell anybody about me. Let's talk about you.
I love it.
So I love that. Okay, so you had your Tyler Shough video where you were questioning some of the decision making and why him. How are you feeling about him today? And what are your thoughts on Tyler Shough? How do you feel literally a year later?
I do recall last year on your show saying that as mad as I was about the Tyler Shough thing, I say, look, one thing about me, and I admitted it on your show, I says, don't trust me when it comes to quarterback analysis because I transparently told you that in 2006, I was not a fan of the Drew Brees signing. So that should have been like your cue right there to say, oh, Tyler Shough, let me put the money down on him being a great player. If John was saying that it's going to be a bad pick. So clearly I am not meant to analyze QBs, and I am so glad that I am not because Tyler Shough proved me and a lot of Saints fans absolutely wrong. He had an incredible rookie season, given that we didn't have a lot of talent on the team last year. So for him to put up the numbers and to performances that he put up, it's not all about the stat line. I think a lot of fans kind of got bewildered when they saw the hype that Tyler Shough was going to get for rookie of the year. And they were looking at the stats and they were like, hold on, no, he's not better than Jackson Dart, blah, blah, blah. But if you actually watch performances, this kid, maybe it's a good thing that he's old, is that he was able to elevate players. He was an amazing leader. It was the intangibles. It truly was that made me believe this is the guy for the future. It's really a long way to go. Like maybe he comes back down to earth. You know, everybody always says, oh, give him an offseason to have game film put on him and now the defensive coordinators are going to be more ready. I always say they didn't have game film on him his first 2 or 3 starts, but that's neither here nor there. But I am extremely excited and optimistic about Tyler Shough than I definitely was from last year. A lot of Saints fans are as well.
I love it. And it wouldn't be me if I didn't bring up the left tackle that you all have. How's Kelvin Banks Jr.?
You tried telling me. I was like, yeah, he's probably going to be a fine pick. But, we tired of drafting offensive linemen. But, boy, does it feel good to go to bed knowing that you have not only potentially a franchise quarterback, but, for my opinion, for sure, franchise left tackle because Kelvin Banks proved his worth and proved his value with that draft pick last year. That man, I believe, is going to be an all-pro within the next 2 years, and I think he's going to be a star with our offensive line for the next decade or so. So it's always not exciting. I'm the first person to say it when you draft the foundational players on the offensive line and defensive line. I kept saying all offseason before the draft for the Saints, sometimes you don't want that foundation. You want the sexy appliances, right? Like you want the big screen TV in the draft. You want the smart refrigerator, which I went viral for on ESPN. You want the fun appliances, right? We did that this year with the draft. But sometimes you got to have that foundation first before you start shopping for the TVs and the refrigerators. And I am glad that we put the foundation down with Kelvin Banks because he was an amazing left tackle last year. Offensive linemen usually don't get the rookie of the year type love because, you can't really, nobody watches offensive line like adamantly unless you're a sickle. But he definitely was rookie of the year honorable if it was offensive lineman worthy that they got the award because he played out of his mind. I'm so excited about his potential as well.
I love it. I love that. And I love him getting his love because I know people are like, Will Campbell or Kelvin Banks. I was like, it's Kelvin Banks all the way. And it's not because I'm a Texas fan. So
well, Kelvin Banks is definitely won round one. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm an LSU fan, right? Like I would say, Will Campbell before he got to the Saints, Kelvin Banks. But right now it's night and day. It's definitely Kelvin Banks. But long way to go. Long way to go.
Yeah, long way to go.
Awesome. If you like the content that you're getting, don't forget to hit that like button. Leave us a comment in the comment section below, and I'll let you get back to your video.
So tell me, how are you feeling after the draft? So how do you feel like you all did in the draft just overall? Like if you had one word to describe it, how would you describe it? Like how are you feeling? What are your thoughts?
I'm going to go with the word fast. Because we drafted, and our GM even said it felt like we went to the draft trying to get a track relay team. Can I put up some numbers for you, really, Flaw? Like, you think that I'm just an entertainer or a comedy guy, but no, look at these numbers. Lorenzo Styles, 4.27. Oscar Delp, 4.49. Bryce Lance, 4.34. Barry Brown, 4.40. What are those numbers? They're 40 times. We have speed now on offense and defense. And that doesn't even include Jordan Tyson, who did not run a 40, but you would imagine he's probably in the 4.4 to 4.5 range at worst. So we have speed, and that is definitely what we need with Kellen Moore's toolage to make this offense and defense exciting with Brandon Staley. So I would use the word fast, but also exciting. Like the fans love a fast team that's, going to go out there, flying routes and defensive backs like swarming to the ball. So I would use the word fast and watch out for the New Orleans Saints because we're coming like Sonic the Hedgehog.
I love stats and like research and stuff. So shout out to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it. Anytime somebody brings out their notepad, I'm all for it. I'm like, ooh, what are they about to say on that notepad?
Once you make it to ESPN, you're like, I got to step my, let me do a little more analyst just so people don't think.
Once I go viral on ESPN, I got to be
I got to make sure I know my stuff. So people think I'm just all jokes and giggles.
I love that. That's awesome. Okay, so fast, which is never a bad thing, especially in the NFL. I love it. So day 2, day 3. Is there any pick that you picked day 2, day 3 that you're looking at them and you're like, oh my gosh, like that could really be a steal for us?
I think Oscar Delp, tight end out of Georgia. He didn't really get a lot of opportunities to be a pass catcher with the Georgia offense, but I think Kellen Moore clearly loves to use tight ends, as we saw in his time with Philadelphia. And I think with Kellen Moore's vision, he definitely sees Oscar Delp as somebody who could possibly ascend to the number 1 tight end on our team. So I think Oscar Delp is somebody to look for. And Tyler Shough showed an affection or affinity to tight ends during his time last year as a rookie. So you would imagine that maybe Oscar Delp is going to get a lot of looks his way, more so than he got at Georgia. And I saw that one NFL draft expert compared him to George Kittle. Now, if he, now we all as fans, we always look for the best case comparison, right? Oh, look at that guy, like we never even cared about that guy until he say, oh, your player might be the next great thing. But if Oscar Delp can be comparable, or even like half the career that George Kittle had, then absolutely that guy is going to go down as one of the steals of day 2. And I'm excited to see what he does in the Saints offense under Kellen Moore.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's actually a really good pick. I watched him play in college. Yeah, that's a good pick.
So you more than me probably, so you should be answering these questions, not me. I only start to pay attention when it says draft time. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he can do.
Since you mentioned that, you always do this, I feel like. Since you mentioned that, one of the things I love about this is because I watched them play in college so much, I love hearing how the fans are like accepting their new guys. Because I remember them. Yeah. And so I selfishly, I'm like, so what do you think? Ooh, okay. Yeah. He's good. Like, so it's fun to just like listen. Cause I'm like, oh my God, I made videos about those guys all year. And so it's just always fun
So
to
that's what I
like
probably
figure
should have
out.
did with Tyler Shough from the get-go, huh? Like actually gave him a chance.
Well, he didn't play a lot though because he was hurt. So
Yeah, he had a
that one was kind
very
of
unique college career that might
yeah.
end up
So
being beneficial to us that he fell to the second round.
it
Because if he
it
plays the
did.
way he did last season, he's going to go down as a how did 32 teams pass on him in the first round type thing. So fingers crossed.
Facts. Yeah, because he was what 40?
Yes, 40.
40. Okay. I don't know how. Yeah, I pulled that one out of
And
somewhere.
we're talking about his draft pick, y'all, not his age, because a lot of people like to
No.
trash talk and say, "Oh, y'all old quarterback." No, he was pick number 40, not the age.
Big number. I love that. So, what is one player from your draft class that you think will make the biggest impact? Like
I mean,
the
it's
biggest
easy, and I feel like everybody should go with the first round pick because there's a reason why your team took him in the first round.
Right.
But it's got to be Jonno Tyson, right? Like Tyler Shough needed weapons. The recap to take away from this draft is that the Saints went into it believing that Tyler Shough is the guy, and they said we're going to try to load up Tyler Shough with as many weapons as possible, including taking a wide receiver who has some injury concerns, which is why he probably was not the number one wide receiver taken. No offense to Cornell Tate, but if Tyson would have stayed healthy his whole college career, he probably would have easily been the number one wide receiver prospect and the first wide receiver taken in a draft. So you just hope that he stays healthy, because if he does, there is no reason why he cannot, especially while he plays the role of the number two wide receiver behind Chris Olave, be a difference maker on this offense. So Jonno Tyson should far and above be the biggest impact player that we have taken in the 2026 NFL draft.
Did you pick him because he's a guy that people say looks like you?
So I'm sure you saw, as you let me know, apparently every light-skinned player in sports history has to be compared to Jonno Barnes. Nah, look, and some of them don't even look close to me. Like, the person I can see, I grew my hair out, obviously, from our last time, so I can see them saying, oh, look at the hair. You know, I'm not doing a Michael Jackson impersonation, y'all. I know the movie just came out, which was great, but now I just kind of like to play with my hair. But every light-skinned
everyone.
I'm going to get it at least once in my mentions. Hey, Jonno, good job, good game. Like, you know, hey, Jonno's little cousin, a little friend. I'm like, no, but no, I did not pick him because, you know, even though I will say this, I think the Saints have the lightest wide receiver room in the NFL now.
They have light skin. It's a light skin room.
But this shit personal to me now. Like, I need those wide receiver corps this year to ball out. Like the light skin delegation. We are relying on it, okay? You know, after Drake lost to Kendrick, and our stock went down a little bit, okay? So I need the Saints wide receivers to ball out this year because it's personal for me.
Yeah, I love that. Can I also say it wasn't just that Drake lost; it was then that he went to sue. Like, bruh, you gotta just take it.
I don't want the Drake stands because I see Drake stands. I got a follower who is like a Drake fanatic, and I just see like the craziest. And like it's like 2 years, y'all. Like, get over it. Like he lost.
Gotta take it, bro. Yeah, it's over. Yeah. That's funny. Is there any player your team passed on multiple times that you think will come back to haunt you?
Now, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm not gonna say multiple times, but there is one player who I do think that Jonno Tyson is going to kind of be compared with, even though they play two completely different positions, and that is Caleb Downs. Because when the Saints were on the clock, gun to our heads, I promise you that Caleb Downs would have been a fan favorite pick at that point when we were on the clock. Now, it was Jonno Tyson, which we're not mad at, but I can promise you at that point, you know, including me, when I did my live stream, and I was like, hey, man, you know, Jonno Tyson would be nice, but I think Caleb Downs is going to be an all-pro type player. So he is going to be compared to Caleb Downs throughout his career. Jonno Tyson is going to need to, you know, maybe not have to match Caleb Downs' accolades if Caleb Downs is a great player, but just at least make us feel like that was worthy of us passing on Caleb Downs, because I think Caleb Downs was a player that a lot of Saints fans kind of talked themselves into being our guy at number 8. And when he was available and we went with Jonno Tyson instead, is obviously had a few fans that were questioning that decision, and we'll continue to kind of compare them throughout their careers, just the trajectory and their accolades and things like that. So I know we didn't pass on him multiple times, but I do think Caleb Downs is somebody that Saints fans are going to kind of watch with vested interest to see how he plays out, to see if, you know, maybe 5 years from now, we're like, we should have took Caleb Downs. If both fan bases are hopefully, well, no, I don't want to say hopefully. You know what I feel bad about for the draft? You know, like these kids that lives are changing. Like, you got nothing against them, but they're like, damn, he's a Falcon now. He's a Cowboy. I got to cheer for them to fail. Like the Falcons drafted AJ Terrell's brother. I think in a vacuum, that's an amazing story. Like, two brothers playing the same position on the same team. But I got to pray for them to be horrible. I got to pray for their downfall. You know why?
No, I feel you. I mean, to be fair, I'm like that with Lamar Jackson, and he's in my division. And I always say, I don't cheer against Lamar. I cheer against the Ravens.
Right. I like that.
So
That
I
makes
could
it sound more
I want
politically
Lamar to
correct.
do what he's gonna do, right? But I don't want his team to win. Like I don't want his team to beat my team. Like that's not
I'd be
like I'm not
tempted
doing that.
to have horrible
Yeah.
games. Like, come to the
Yeah.
Saints and I'll cheer for you to have the greatest career of
Yeah.
all time. But as long as you wearing black and red for the Falcons or, Cowboys colors, I'm sorry, Caleb Downs. I hope that you are average. But not really. It's fandom.
No, I
It's
feel you.
fandom.
Yeah, it's fandom. Don't judge us. We're fans.
Jeez.
I understand. So, okay, let's talk about your team. Let's talk about the team overall. I think last year, if I remember correctly, they said the Saints were going to be the 32nd worst team to watch. I believe that was last year.
Mhm.
So, how are we feeling this year? How do you feel like you've advanced over the past year, or how are you thinking this year?
Well, they ain't gonna pick us number 32 this year, that's for sure.
Okay.
I think that it's not rocket science when you have an exciting young. Yes, he is still young. He may be old as far as young players, but he's young. Exciting young possible franchise quarterback that gets the attention of not just your fan base, but from opposing fan bases and the national media as well. So I do think there's going to be a little bit more interest with the Saints. If anything else, we're not going to be the whipping boy that we were last year for national pundits and brands and stuff to like, oh, what team can we joke that's going to be the worst team that we can get easy, punchlines off of? Well, last year was the Saints. This year might be the Jets. Somebody who knows. It should always be the Jets, to be honest, but whatever. No offense to whoever your Jets content creator is who comes to the show.
He might agree with you. He just might agree with you.
They had a pretty good draft, I'm sure they heard that many times, but I do think that there's going to be a little bit more interest and a little bit more respect towards the New Orleans Saints. Now, I'm not thinking that people outside of the New Orleans or Louisiana bubble is going to be like, the Saints are going to win the NFC South. We actually kind of do believe that we can, but I know that outside the bubble, the priority are people who are like, you guys are still kind of in the middle of that rebuild, slow y'all grow a little bit. But I do think we will have a lot more.
Anybody can win the NFC South.
I think the NFC South is going to be a lot better this year than people give it credit for. I think that all four teams have a legitimate reason to believe that they can win it. And I will say this, because there have been years in the past where the NFC South was a laughingstock, kind of like last year. I know we were the division that everybody joked on. The Panthers won it at 8-9. But usually history shows like when the NFC South has a year like that where a team kind of backs into a division title, the next year the division is a lot more competitive, and at least one of the teams is like a top team in the NFC. So remember where you heard that from first, okay? Because I know people are still going to carry over last year to this year and be like, the NFC South, but watch out for the NFC South.
Okay. I love it. I can respect that. What would success be for you this year? What are you hoping for? Like, what are you thinking this team's going to do?
I mean, again, for me, I want to say playoffs. I've drank enough of the Kool-Aid to be like, oh, we're going to be a playoff team. I know I just kind of talked up the NFC South, but I also think that it's not that great that we can be that team to, leapfrog all three other teams and win it. But realistically, because I'm not going to be like playoffs or bust. I want the playoffs, but I'm not going to be like playoffs or bust. I would say if we can win more than 6 games, and if Tyler Shough doesn't show any severe regression, like if he keeps up the level of play all fingers crossed ascends, that's a successful season because we have a long career to go for Tyler Shough. So it doesn't all have to be, everything, put the chips all in the middle of the table in 2026. But if we can win more than, because we won 6 games last year, which everybody thought we was going to win only 3 games after the first month of the season. We won 6 games. If we can win 7 or more games, or if Tyler Shough just shows that, for sure, this guy's the franchise quarterback of the future, to me, that would be a successful season. But I do want the playoffs. Fair. I want the playoffs. Yeah. It's been 5 years since Drew Brees retired. I want the goddamn playoffs. You still the fans. I know, oh, man, with Tyler being one and done. Be grateful. I'm telling you, when fans like us are fiending to make the playoffs, y'all gonna remember one day all them years where y'all made the playoffs and how y'all take it for granted.
We are so spoiled. I say it all the time. As a Steelers fan, I'm a privileged. I am so privileged to, so that's why I just let, even this year when we needed a new coach, I was like, what is this? Is this what people go through normally? What am I supposed to say about this? So it's been weird. So, okay. Which position group worries you the most? Like what position group are you looking at? And you're kind of like, all right, we did a lot of things here, but this group still is a little concerning.
I'm going to go with cornerback, especially after we lost Alontae Taylor to the Titans in free agency. And I thought for sure we were going to use the draft to, try to beef up that spot, but we didn't. We took a cornerback in the 7th round, but 7th round picks, you hope for the best. It's like kind of throwing thoughts and just hoping that one hits.
You never know.
So I think cornerback might be our downfall this year. I love Kool-Aid. I love his nickname, Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid McKinstry, our number 1 cornerback, but I'm gonna just be honest. He hasn't shown me enough yet for me to go. He is for sure a number one cornerback. I think he's a really good number two. I just don't know yet if he is a number one cornerback. I think the team is basically giving him this year in 2026 to say, is this your prove it year? Are you a number one cornerback or not? So hopefully he is, for the sake of us and for the sake of our playoff chances. But I think cornerback is probably going to be our position that kind of does us in a little bit this season.
Okay. Well, where has this team improved the most from last season?
Easily wide receiver. Easily wide receiver. I got some more names for you. Last time I had numbers. This time I got names for you. The last game of the season that we took the Atlanta Falcons to the brink, by the way, all right? Falcons fans talk about y'all swept us. Yeah, but we took y'all to the final minute of that game, and this is who Tyler Shough was throwing to. Dante Pettis, Kevin Austin, Ronnie Bell, Samari Toure, and Mason Tipton. That sounds like a goddamn new addition lineup, not a Saints wide receiver corps. Now we have Chris Olave back from injury. We have a Jordan Tyson. We drafted two other wide receivers, by the way, Bryce Lance and Barry Brown from LSU. Kellen Moore probably looked at that game and said, never again will I have that shortage of talent at the wide receiver position, which is why you see in the draft, the Saints went in and saying, we are going to juice up this offense. And so easily, hopefully led by Jordan Tyson, our wide receiver corpus should be night and day compared to last year. And to imagine, by the way, Tyler Shough putting up the numbers and the performances, did not lose a game in December with New Orleans sanitation workers at wide receivers. No offense to the wide receivers we had lined up. I'm just being silly. Like, I got mad respect for all of those wide receivers. Anybody that was black and gold, I'm cheering for. Actually, look up Ronnie Bell. He actually kind of does look like me. That was the one wide receiver comparison that I was like, okay, that's a light skin guy that kind of does look like me. I'll rock with that a little bit. But now that we have, some legitimate talent, now long way to go. We got to see if Jordan Tyson and Bryce Lance and all them actually live up to the draft value. But we got some juice at the wide receiver position. So if Tyler Shough could do that last year with those guys, I'm so excited to see what he can do this year with some, legit NFL talent, or at least top line NFL talent. I'm not going to our wide receivers too much this year, but there's levels to it, right? There's levels.
Yeah, top line is a good way to say it because they did make it to the NFL, and there's something.
I got mad respect.
It's just in that moment
to the players, like it's all fun and games. It's all in the name of fanaticism,
of course. And that's fine. You just want to see better. You just want to see a better core player out there.
The NFL is the top 2% of the world. Like, if you're in the top 3%, that's amazing. But guess what? The NFL, you need to be in the top 2%. So I think hopefully now we got some top 2% players in the wide receiver room this year.
I love it. Okay. So what do you think your team does better than most teams?
Piss people off. I mean, you got to imagine. Like imagine last year. Imagine if y'all played us and we beat y'all in December, because we went undefeated in December last year.
Yeah.
I remember I love doing this. Like, I love going on Teams message boards or Reddits after the games, and like,
I'm sure that
everybody wanted to fight quick because we lost to the New Orleans Saints. This is the worst team in the league. Just ignoring the fact that eventually after a while you kind of got to be like, wait a minute, the Saints are kind of building something, but nobody cares enough to think. Why would they care about the New Orleans Saints in 2025, right? So I would say that, but also this might just me being totally optimistic, which obviously from last year is completely different than what I was telling you last year. Score points. Like, again, we got a track relay team now on our offense. I think that, and Travis Etienne now at the backfield. I want to imagine we keep Alvin Kamara. We did not draft a running back, so I'm hoping that we keep Alvin Kamara at least 1 year. That's a good 1-2 punch in my opinion. I am in favor of keeping Alvin Kamara. We got the great O-line led by Kelvin Banks and my guy, Eric McCoy, Talisa Fuaga. Like, we've invested in the O-line the past few years. We signed David Ellis in free agency. I think we're going to score a lot of points this year, and I think people are kind of going to be, by October at least, being like, oh, wow, the Saints, they came out of nowhere. But people like you at least will be like, no, I kind of saw the foundation being laid from the get-go. You guys are kind of just catching up, literally and figuratively, because there are going to be a lot of DBs trying to catch up with our wide receivers.
I think it's a great plan. I like it. And I always tell people, anytime you play in a dome too, you can almost build your team a little bit different. You can build them faster because the turf is the turf. Like, that is what it is. And it's going to help you more times than it's going to hurt you. So yeah, shout out to you all. And I always say, and I said this to my Panthers fan last year, and I know that you guys had a little whatever on Twitter, that sometimes it's like all these little pieces that you don't think about. One day they just work. And one day you wake up and you're magically in the playoffs and you're like, are we really here? Like, did we actually do this? So you just never know.
I am hopeful. And look, if anybody that watches, and maybe this is their first year watching, they didn't watch me last year, I'm not somebody who kind of just comes on and go team, black and gold till I die and right it. No, you can vouch for me. Like I keep it a buck. If I feel like the organization or the team isn't being led the right way or whatnot, I'm gonna say it. But if I feel like, hey, that's genuine reason for optimism or genuine reason to give the front office and the coaching staffs and the players like hype, I'm gonna be the one to do it. So last year I was like, oh boy, yeah, we are probably gonna be one of the worst teams in the league. Technically, we were. I mean, we picked number 8, so it ain't like we were great, but we showed a lot more, and we showed enough of a vision that I do think in 2026, the Saints are going to be a much better team than they were last year.
Well, and even your Instagram, I felt like at the beginning of the season, I was like, oh gosh, he's like, what is this? But then towards the end, it did get a little bit more like, do we have something? Like, wait, that wasn't good, but wait a minute.
And I'm not afraid to be wrong. Like, again, with the Tyler Shough thing last year, like and I get every now and then fans still come at me, oh, you talking about Tyler Shough, remember? And I'm like, yeah, I remember. I'm more than happy to put it front and center. I embrace everything that comes with fanaticism, including, which a lot of fans don't like to hear, but being a dumbass sometimes. Like, fanaticism means you can be a dumbass sometimes. Fans don't like to hear it, but it's true.
No, most of us are more than we're not. But anyways.
God, remember that, folks.
Yeah, most of us are. So, okay, let's get to the fun round. I like the fun round. So it's meant to just be like quick answers. But if you want to elaborate or something kind of trips you up and you're kind of thinking, well, I don't know about this one, let me know. So how do you feel about your quarterback confidence on a scale of 1 to 5?
I'm going to give a safe answer. I'm going to go with a 3.5. The way you hear me talk, you probably say, well, he's at least a 4. But I also know, like in the back of my mind, like, okay, he still has to prove it. Like a half a season is great. But we've seen some quarterbacks come in, set the world on fire, then fall by the wayside the years after. So I'm going to say a 3.5 out of 5 for now. But I do think that, he gets me just a little bit of what he gave me last year, and I'll bring that up to a 4 or 5. I believe, but I want to kind of temper my expectations, believe it or not.
Okay. Well, I'll make a deal. If the Saints make the playoffs, I usually try to do another playoff series for the teams that make the playoffs. I will re-ask you this question.
I pray. I've been doing. I started doing content the year Drew Brees retired, which is the worst timing ever. I have not done any playoff videos or anything, so I pray that we can do a playoff video together.
I'll make sure to
by the way, don't we? I'm pretty sure we're going to steal this year.
Is it in New Orleans?
It's in New Orleans. Yeah, it's not. I would love to go.
It's weird. So Pittsburgh plays the Saints in New Orleans, and Texas plays LSU in
it sounds like you got
Baton Rouge.
Yeah, well, weekend.
Watch, it's probably not going to like
never,
the Steelers,
I know.
Yeah, and they're going to schedule the Texas game at night because it's
of course. That's going to be a good one. Well, either way, tell your Steelers to please lose to us. We need all the help we can get. I want to make the playoffs.
I might not have to tell them anything, but we'll see.
Your fan base is the one that's tired of being one and done in the playoffs. So let them see how it feels to have a non-playoff year and give us a win.
Well, at this point, I want, what if we don't even have a winning season? Because we haven't even experienced a non-winning season in 19 seasons.
That's what your fan base asked for. They said they would prefer that over 9 wins and 1 and done in the playoffs. So asking you to receive, I hope. Not for you, but for the fans who asked for it.
You're not wrong. Okay, how do you trust your coaching staff on a scale of 1 to 5?
This is a boring answer. I'm going to get the same answer, 3.5. Same thing. Okay. Like, they show me enough, but I don't want to go all in on them completely yet. But they do enough this year, and it definitely would be bumped up to a 4 or a 5.
Okay. Who do you think will carry the team this year, offense or defense?
Offense. Absolutely offense. I think our defense might take a bit of a step back, which isn't saying much because one shout to Brandon Staley. I think he's going to be a hot head coach candidate again after it's all said and done because he definitely elevated the talent last year. But we lost Demario Davis. We lost Alontae Taylor. Cam Jordan is kind of in flux. I know these are older players besides Alontae, but these are still players who are like stalwarts for the team. So, and again, we did not really address the cornerback position this offseason. So I do think that our offense probably has a better chance, especially with the pieces that we did in free agency in the draft to elevate the team a lot more than the defense this year. So I'm going offense.
Okay, fair. If you could trade complete drafts with another team, who would that be?
The Atlanta Falcons. And not because I think they had a good draft, but because I want to spare those players the misery of being an Atlanta Falcon.
Okay. If your team had a this always happens moment, what is that moment? Like, what is that for your team?
If this team had a this always happening moment.
Where you're like, of course. Like, here we go.
Well, I guess it would be, us. That's a good question. Because I want to say like a heartbreak type answer. Like, oh man, if we got our hopes up. That's what I'm gonna say. We got our hopes up. Jonno came on. He was the complete opposite of last season. He was like, oh, hoorah, go team. And then we just weren't great. So, and that's a boring answer because I feel like any team can do that. But that comes to the top of my mind. Like, fans finally get hyped again. And then something happens. Maybe the team wasn't good. I hate to say it. Injury happens, and it's just like, oh, that's the same. So that's what I would go with.
Yeah, here we go again. Okay. And then my last question is, if you could send a message to the owner, what would you say? Owner or GM, actually.
I'll keep it. Because there are some things that the owner and the owner's done that I'm not a fan of, but that's
okay. Well, let's say
let's
go
have to be
GM.
for you. No, I'll keep it football. Just hold the front office more accountable. I think that we have a bit of a mom and pop shop mentality with the front office on Airline Drive for the Saints and Pelicans because she owns both of the teams. Sure. And when you have a possible franchise quarterback and a great head coach, like we think that Shough and Kellen Moore can mask all that, right? Like, yes, we had Drew Brees for 15 years. He masked a lot of things with the New Orleans Saints front office. But just in general, I feel like if you're going to run an NFL team, it can't be mom and pop, kumbaya. It has to be like, this is a results-based business. Get the job done. If y'all don't get the job done, it's not going to be, oh, well, I'm really good friends with this guy and he goes to church with me. I love him. I can't. No, it has to be, you have to hold everybody accountable. It's not personal. It's just business. So that's what I would say. That's actually me being politically correct because there's a lot of things. Just being, in the know, I guess, a little bit as far as being, talking to people because I have a bit of an audience now that really annoys me about the front office sometimes. And
it's a great answer.
Go Saints.
Yeah, you did great. It's a great answer. And that's all I have. So we'll end with you. And then, like always, I will have all of your information in the comment section so people can find you in the comment section and the description so people can find you. And I would recommend anybody to follow. It doesn't matter who you're a fan of. If you enjoy laughing and if you just enjoy content as a whole, you should definitely subscribe and pay attention to, because I surely do. And every week I was waiting. I'm like, what is he going to say this week? So anything you want to share, and we'll end on you.
Well, just give a forewarning to your audience that comedy is subjective, okay? I don't want people being like, man, she said this guy was funny. This guy lame as hell. No, follow me. I kind of like to do something unique when it comes to sports content and blend in the entertainment and comedic aspect of it, along with just analysis and fanaticism in total. And I'm looking forward to a great season. And, if I could give you your flowers while we are live recording, I'd love to see you blossom your audience this past off season. So continue to keep it up because you lapping me now, especially on Instagram. Now you lapping me. So I'm just honored to be on your platform and, have a voice to speak to while all your audience watches. Because they want to hear from you. They don't want to hear from people like me. Let's be honest. Like, they're like, whatever. We'll watch this next 33 minutes so we can hear from her. But it's been an honor, and I'm happy to be a part of your platform. Honored to be a part of your platform, and hopefully we have a great 2026 NFL season.
Yeah, I hope so too, because I do want to talk to you when they make the playoffs. I do want to be like, hey, it's time. This is your moment. Let me have all of it. And I might
you'll get peak fanaticism if we make the playoffs.
I was just going to say, I'm going to open it up to you to just be like, you let me know how you feel at this point. So awesome.
Let your audience know one thing, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
This shit more than a game. If you take away nothing from Jonno Barnes, always remember that this shit more than a game.